So what is even going on with the Catholic Creator Conference? Today, I'm just going to go over some of the things of that, and I'm just going to be taking questions from the audience to see what questions you want to have answered. While we're waiting for for questions to start rolling in, I'll just go over some of the basics. But first, let's see if the announcement bot is working. I don't see any. No. Okay. Well, we got one person watching. Howdy. Anyway, the basics are May 28th to the 31st, 2026 at Franciscan University of Steubenville. We are going to have the third annual Catholic Creator Conference. This year, we're expecting around 300 attendees. So 250 200, we got room for 250 creators and then another 50 for sponsors. So if you're interested in joining, go to catholiccreatorconference.com, drop an application. Oh, there we go. There. Now we might have some people from Discord showing up. So yeah, that's basically it. It's open to any Catholic creator. We don't discriminate based on audience size or niche or whatever. If you are a Catholic and you can sign the statement of faith, we are happy to have you on board. And we would, hey, there's Haley. How's it going, Haley? So also experimenting with seeing how things do in the vertical format. So if you're watching in shorts, be sure to drop a chat so I know that you're here. But anyway, so if you have any questions, drop them. I'm happy to answer pretty much anything on any topic. So share on X. I don't think we need to share it on X. It doesn't. External links don't really do well on X because okay, I guess this is one thing that we can. Oh, hey, Theology of Commerce. What's up, James? So here's like a social media meta thing. Each platform doesn't like external links because it takes them off of the platform. So, whenever you think of these things as, I want to maximize your dwell time on this platform, whenever that's the goal of YouTube or X or Instagram, whoever, Facebook even, external links are counterproductive to their goals. So they're not going to push it all that much. So if you, yeah. Sorry, Haley. This isn't me lecturing you. This is me just kind of giving advice to the audience. I thought of that as soon as I saw your message. Anyway, so whenever you start putting external links on stuff, the algorithm's going to go, yeah, well, maybe not. So if you're going to be, if you're trying to promote your Substack or you're trying to promote your video or whatever, X would prefer you to just host the video on that platform in general. And personally, I'm not, I don't know. I've heard conflicting things about this. Like, should you just kind of consolidate your audience all into, could you consolidate your audience into one specific place, or is it, yeah. Anyway, is there a height requirement for the conference? Yes. I don't know. We haven't quite set this yet, but whatever it's going to be about an inch taller than you are currently, until you start eating your vegetables and get that extra inch. But no. So no, Adrian got sips with Sarah. Adrian came in the first time. It was a great time. But yeah, so this is an AMA. If you have questions, I see there's now like 18 people watching. If you have questions, post them in the chat. If you're in the Discord server and you're one of the creators, feel free to hop on. This is just to kind of share what's going on. Until we get more, so 6'5". Yeah, sorry, bud. You and 97% of the population, or 99.9% of the population is not going to be able to come. But what is it? Yeah. So what do we got? we're going to have 5 professional studios set up for people to come and film content, because we're going to have 250 creators, some well established, some up and coming, some trying to figure out what they're trying to do. And it's going to be a great opportunity to like actually sit down and do some in-person stuff. So yeah, we're going to do 5, mostly because we're going to have a lot more people this time. So last year we had 3. Next year we're going to have 5. Yeah. So, and then also we're going to have a little bit more of a structured content plan too, because it's kind of cool to just like let people do their thing. There's some pretty cool stuff that was made, but we're gonna come up with some ideas. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to hop into the Discord server and feel free to ask away. Let me see here. So the Holy Hot Happy Hour, who I recently did an awful interview on his channel because it was technical difficulties. I've been talking with our social media and communications director for our parish about coming to the conference. Yeah. So if you do any social media for a parish or some apostolate, stuff like that, and you're just trying to figure out this is actually like going to be really good for you, because there's so many skills that are that go into this that they just don't come naturally. So sometimes you just got to be taught. So we will have we're going to have a aspect of that as well. Let me see here. Would you say that the conference would help people like that? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have workshops specifically talking about YouTube strategy, Instagram strategy, Twitter strategy, all of that. So, if you're trying to learn to actually optimize on the platform, that's we're going to have that for you. We're also going to have we were just on the phone yesterday with a Dominican priest and somebody else. And if you were there last year, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Kind of bringing in the spiritual aspect of it a little bit. Because discernment's a huge thing. It's something that we're not exactly. I think there's a lot of room for improvement there in this space. So, especially like independent creators, like, are you doing this for the right reason? In fact, like we always like to share success stories of, I think we look alike. I don't know what that means. The success stories of like, oh, hey, I went to the conference and I learned a lot and now I blew up. Well, yeah, that could be a success story, but another success story could look like, I went to the conference, I prayed a lot, and I actually decided that it's time for me to step away for this, or at least step back a little bit, tone it down. So, that's another success story that I would say that we've had from this. So, ex-Catholic Games. Today's a big day. I'm announcing my Catholic video game through IGN today. Ooh, can't wait to show it off at the conference. Dude, that's exciting. So I don't know, dude, you need to post the link whenever you get that in the Discord. So yeah, dude, that's freaking exciting. So, I think we look alike. Yeah. Once again, I don't know what that means. Let's see here. Have you guys considered having a live stream on the floor during the opening of the conference, kind of like the way they do the radio show at the Catholic Answers Conference? Yes. And I've actually specifically had that in mind, specifically because Catholic Answers did it. So I'm 100% planning on ripping off that idea. So it'll probably be either Drew or me sitting there for, sitting there for a few hours, and then we'll just have like scheduled people to come in, sit down. So yeah, sweet. Yes. I found that out, Luke. I mean the face, maybe because my sister and I have the exact same face, except I have a beard. But my sister and I look a lot alike. So, her name is not Sophia though. So anyway, no, I think we're going to do that. I think it could be fun. And then we're also going to do another charity stream again. So, that we're still trying to find who wants to be the presenting sponsor. We've got a few people that are interested, but whoever comes in as our presenting sponsor is going to choose like the charity stream, what the charity is going to be going for, and we'll be collaborating with them on that. So yeah, so that's we're going to have that. We have, let's see here, speakers. So we invited Katie Prejean McGrady. Katie McGrady. She's everywhere. She most recently, the most prominent thing that she did was she moderated a panel discussion with Pope Leo at NCYC, I think just last week. So she's doing some really cool things at a very high level. And one thing that I noticed whenever I met her in Rome, which was kind of cool because whenever I first met her, she, I hadn't spoken to her or introduced myself or anything like that. And she was just like, "Hi, Kyle," which was, I don't know, that was kind of a cool moment for me. But as I was watching how she was talking to people and interacting in Rome, I realized that like independent creators have no idea how to engage with the institutional church. Like, I mean, I've spoken with my bishop, Bishop Losey, a couple of times. I feel like he could point me out of a lineup, which is cool. But like, we don't have like a working relationship or, I don't feel the need that I need to like report anything to him. And it's not like he has my cell phone number or I his. But Katie seems to be doing all this at a very high level. So she's going to be speaking on how to engage the institutional church and like what we can do to actually kind of like work in a more collaborative sense. Dare I say even synodal. And that way we can just kind of like build the kingdom better, because ultimately our goal is to put the Catholic Church back into the driver's seat of the culture as it used to be, like back in the Renaissance, for instance. So, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. And I think Katie's going to be a really good, she brings a very important missing piece that's currently in the space. And we're going to have her speak on that. We also have Keith Nestor and Mike Pantile coming to speak about authentic masculinity, because, too often, whenever I think of inauthentic masculinity, I'm thinking about Andrew Tate and, these guys that are, they got all the big muscles, but they also have none of the virtue. So they're going to be coming to talk about, what authentic masculinity looks like. And that session will actually be specifically only for men. We want to do a ladies only session as well, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not familiar with that space and I don't know exactly what's missing. I've got a few friends that I've been talking to about that. So need to figure out, one, what we need to be talking about, and two, who would be the best person to lead that. So if you have suggestions, drop them in the chat. Hit me up in Discord. Send me an email. You can if you go on the desktop site, you can go on like the channel description and you can, send me an email with your suggestions. I'd be happy to read them all. My inbox doesn't exactly get flooded, and judging by the view count right now, probably won't get flooded from this. But yeah, so let's see here. What else? Who else do we have? Oh yeah, so because there's not a lot of people watching, I guess I'll go ahead and kind of like leak some info to you. We've got the guy who runs The Art of Purpose on X. He's also going to be coming to talk about like X/Twitter strategy, how to really like amplify your voice. And that's going to be a really good time. He does a lot of business stuff on the side too. So he's engaging that platform at a pretty high level. He occasionally gets like quote tweeted and reposted from Elon Musk and stuff like that. Faithful Catholic guy, recent revert. So he's going to be doing that. So yeah, more because Drew isn't here. So new viewers will know that when Drew's not here to shut me up, I typically start leaking information that I shouldn't. But because it's a small channel and nobody really watches it, I think it's fine. So let's see here. Who else? We've got Franco Fernandez, Franco Aurelio on Instagram. So the Franco TV, I think, is his handle on Instagram. He's going to be talking about Instagram strategy. So if you want to get better at that, he's going to be kind of teaching his lessons that he's learned on his way to, getting over like a 6-figure following on Instagram. So, juicy deets, let's go. Yeah. So, let's see here. What else? We have, who else has already signed an agreement? I'm trying not to like tell you like who we're in talks with, because I don't want, if in case that falls through, I don't want them to like, have to disappoint their audience. So yeah, let's see here. Okay. So once again, any questions at all, post them in the chat. If you're in the Discord, feel free to hop on the stream. I'm happy to have the conversation. Let's see here. What else do we have going on? We have some cool people that are coming. So just last year, well, I guess it might be a good idea to like kind of just talk about the philosophy behind this. So our tagline of this is, which nobody understands, is to get within strangling distance. So when we interact online, our brains are not registering the other as like a human. So in the same way that, the stormtroopers and all the bad guys in Star Wars don't have human faces, whenever we're interacting with each other online and we're not seeing the face, the humanity doesn't register. So if we're playing a Star Wars game, or if we're watching the movie or whatever, and you're just mowing down the bad guys, you don't feel bad. It's kind of a cool thing. In fact, I don't know if you guys ever played like the game that specifically comes to mind is like the Star Wars Battlefront games. It's actually kind of cathartic to just like, mow down enemy troops. But like if you were actually in that situation, you were mowing down, human beings made in the image of likeness of God. I mean, you're going to leave a piece of your soul on that battlefield. So anyway, our philosophy is to just kind of get people all in the same room together. So that way that humanity is a little bit more palpable. It's kind of like this inescapable reality. So we want to make those interactions incarnational, because you're going to be a lot more respectful. You're going to be a lot more charitable whenever the option of the other person to reach across the table and strangle the life out of you, like that is, that's kind of a, Battlefront mentioned. We are so back. For the record, I am talking about the PS2 version, not any of the recent ones. So because I'm old and I should be in a retirement home right now. But so that's what's going on there. So we're gonna have opening mass every single day, daily mass. Come on out, it's gonna be a great time. Obviously the 0405 versions. Yeah, that's right. Sam knows what's up. So Sam, if you want to share any details, go for it. But since we don't have a signed agreement, I'm not going to mention anything. Which I should probably get that over to you. And the 11 of you watching just kind of got a little bit of a leak of information, because I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. Don't you wish that you were in business with me, where you never know what's going to come out of my mouth and it might be detrimental to our surprises? I don't know. Part of the reason why I'm on this right now too is just because it's been a while since I've done anything on this channel, and just kind of keeping it alive. So let's see here. Yeah, Sam will be there for better or worse. So if you guys don't know who Master Samwise is, go check out his channel. I'd never say this to his face, but he's actually like no qualifiers my favorite YouTuber. It was actually kind of cool the first time. So we always do everything through an application. We do require that you be a Catholic creator with your first piece of content published prior to the 1st of November of this year, because the last thing that we want to do is turn this into a creator's zoo, where you just get to like pay your favorite, or you get to pay a fee and then you get to go pet your favorite creator. That's not really what this is. It's about building community with it within the creator sphere and increasing our skills. So there's a bunch of other conferences that you can go do that. So, yeah, that's yeah. Let's see here. How are you going to top? Oh, hold on. I should probably finish the story. Anyway, it was really cool whenever Sam's application came in for the first year, because I was just like, Master Samwise, that's kind of a lame name. Who named what kind of Lord of the Rings LARPing nerd does this? And then like I opened up his channel and saw that like I had already watched like 4 of his videos without really paying attention to who was publishing them. And I was just like, oh, and yeah, so it's been a fun ride ever since. Okay. How are you going to top okay, I just got a text. How are you going to top Amber and Wagner next year? Got to get Tim and Taylor at the conference. Listen, if Tim and Taylor want to come, go for it. I do not know them personally, so if anybody does know them personally, tell them that we'd love to have both of them there. So, but yeah, so Amber and Wagner, that was kind of a cool. It was Christian Wagner and the religious hippie were both there last year. There was kind of a picture that went a little viral on Twitter, because with those two standing together at Chesterton Cigars. It was kind of cool. They kind of got to reconcile a little bit. Actually, last night, if you guys aren't subscribed to Crash Cannon, go check it out. Christian Wagner was on Crash Cannon last night, and he talked about the story of how he kind of showed up and had 2 cigars and a bunch of beer, but apparently we didn't do a good job of making sure water was available. So he was about to come on to the charity stream, and Amber like went and got some water for him. So, which was, just kind of like just really simple, kind gesture, but just taking care of him. So, who I assume Tim and Taylor refers to Taylor Marshall and Timothy Gordon. Which, like I said, if both of those guys want to show up, if you know them, let them know. We'd love to. We'd approve their applications the moment that I saw it. So, would love to have them both there. So, yeah. So you're saying I have a branding issue? Lol. It's like at this point, what you call yourself is just what you call yourself, and if you're good enough, that's just what you'll be known as. So at this point, I don't even know if that would be. I don't think that would even be a good idea. So, yeah, that's what I was saying on Chris's channel the night before. I was parched, and all there was beer. Well, I gave okay, so this is kind of a fun story. I foolishly thought that if I gave everybody an aluminum water bottle, which I might actually. No, I don't have one nearby. If I gave everybody a reusable water bottle, they could just go refill it, and they would have unlimited water available to them throughout the entire conference. And that didn't work because naturally people set them down and they didn't pick them up. And yeah, so that was yeah. So anyway, next year it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to make sure there's lots of bottled water available. Yeah. So, and we are live. Yes, we are. Carlos says, great to see you. I don't think I've seen you before, but if you're from the server, welcome. If you're just scrolling through, welcome. Yeah. Or Tim Pool and Taylor Swift if they submit to Rome. I think Tim Pool was raised Catholic, so it would just be one good confession and he's back in. Taylor Swift, I think, is going to be a little bit more of an uphill battle. But I mean, hey, Tim Pool, as long as he could do the, as long as he does that confession, yeah, sure. I mean, we've had one of his employees show up to a creator conference before, and even there was even somebody here this year that doesn't work for Tim Pool, but works for a company that works alongside Tim. I don't know if that person would appreciate me saying their name, so I'm not going to. But yeah, no, we've had Tim Pool's people before. Kind of cool. Hope to see him again. I've been texting and seeing if they'd be interested to come back this year. So getting text messages. I should probably turn on do not disturb before I do these sorts of things. So this thing does not differentiate for me whether who's watching horizontal or who's doing vertical. If you guys are watching in the shorts tab or the vertical, post it in the chat, let me know. Oh wait, yeah, it does actually. Is this what this does? I don't know. Anyway, let's see here. What else do we have? Some cool stuff coming. Just for privacy concerns, I'm not going to tell you who is I'm not going to tell you like who's coming unless they like have given me express permission to come, but it's going to be a great time. If you guys have suggestions on like who I should invite, let me know. I'm happy to like send emails. Especially for people that like are like, hey, this I don't know if this person would want to come, but you know, they're doing lots of really cool things. You know, we don't necessarily in the past we haven't discriminated on like if you've actually been like fully initiated into the church. We've had like one or two that are like, hey, I'm about to be. But you know, it's like, hey, listen, as long as you like, we've got the statement of faith there. As long as you can affirm that, then you can come. And whether you're like still an OCIA, there might be some concerns like, hey, you know, I don't think you should be acting as an apologist while you're a catechumen or a candidate. I think that's a great time for you to be learning. But like, especially if you're doing other types of content, like other than apologetics, other than like explicitly Catholic stuff, it's like, then yeah, I mean, you don't have to stop being in the public eye just to like keep doing your you know, your military history channel or something like that. So yeah, you should invite the Pope. Anyway, so yeah, Amber Can, they're both from Chicago. I think they went to high school together, actually. So yeah, maybe she could just text him. Apparently, he's the first Pope to wear an Apple Watch, so that's super interesting. But yeah, so that's my mother-in-law is sending me like vacation itineraries right now. That's why I keep like looking over the camera to see what's going on. My camera's my iPhone, and it's just like set up like right in front of my monitor. It's also why I'm like not looking at the camera because I'm looking at the chat. So, yeah, let's see here. What else? Cool stuff. Yeah, so it's going to be at Franciscan University. We're going to have a much bigger area to be able to play around with because it'll also be in the end of May, so it's not going to be near as hot as it has been in previous years. We're going to be able to do some more outdoor stuff because, you know, St. Paul Center is cool, but like outside is just a parking lot and kind of a busy road. So we're actually going to have fields that you're going to be able to hang out in. You know, if you just need like a quiet space, we're going to have, you know, there's going to be the chapel in the conference center that you can go and, you know, just go pray. If that's what you're feeling drawn to. We're actually going to have like a proper chapel too. Like, so there's going to be like a little like chapel space in the conference center, but then like there's, lots of yeah. Oh, Father John Brown is in the chat. Shooting guns. God willing, no, but our security posture will be very tight this year. But if anybody wants to go to a shooting range before or after the conference or whatever, if you want to do that, you know, there's options available. Yeah, no. So, well, I guess that's actually kind of a yeah. This is a great question, Father John. Are you coming? We'd love to have you again. I'm gonna sit in on one of Dr. Han's classes. If you come before, great. If not, it's the classes will not be in session whenever we're having this. So, so if you want to sit in on one of Dr. Han's classes, you figure that out. Dang, Father John, it would be great to have you there. Apparently, well, Father John knows who I'm talking about, but one of the alums from the high school that he's at is going to be probably doing our evening entertainment. So do what you want with that information. Main speaker announced. Kind of, yes. So we're going to have like 4 keynotes. Katie McGrady is the one that we have announced so far. And that's there's one other that is kind of confirmed. I just need to get the agreement to him. And then let's see here. And then I've got a couple of invites that are out that I haven't heard back on. So I'm once again open to suggestions. Not going to say I'm going to take your suggestions, but I'm open to hearing them. That's going to be pretty good. Make Father John a speaker, so he has to come. I don't think that Father John's limitations. Did you invite Jonathan Rumi? I have no idea how to contact him. I would invite him. I just don't know how to get a hold of him. So if you know an email address or who I would know or who to talk to for that, I would 100% shoot that shot. I'm not quite sure how to go about that. I'm sure if I tried a little harder, I could find it, but I just haven't. Yeah, Franciscan will be a nicer location for content. St. Paul Center is nice, but the university has more character. Also, it has more space. That's like the biggest thing. It's got more space. We're gonna have keynotes, we're gonna have breakouts, we're gonna have workshops, and then Vibe Studios. So it's gonna be great. I'll pray about it. Catholic Andrews, dude. Okay, not to inflate this guy's ego much, but like the fact that like Andrew here came, that was probably like the highlight of my conference, honestly. Just a little bit of a backstory. He and I actually worked together at a job at Scott Air Force Base in Illinois back whenever I was still working in tech. He and I were just coworkers. And then next thing you know, I see him commenting on my interview that I did with Keith Nestor. Is like, wait, is this the same Kyle Whittington that I used to work with? And I was like, what were you doing watching Keith Nestor? So it's kind of crazy. So yeah. So anyway, that was kind of funny. The guy who plays Pilate is named Andrew. Oh, Pontius Pilate in like The Chosen, I assume. Well, I mean, that checks out. Can't go, but highly recommend going. Yes, it's a great time. We've gotten very, very good feedback. There's always room for improvement, so we're always trying to make it better. And yeah, so we're hoping that this one will be the best one yet. Well, we're fairly confident it's going to be the best one yet. And also it'll be the third worst one that we ever have. So it's going to keep getting better. And and the fact that we're already, like in our third year, we're already moving it to Franciscan University. They've come on as sponsors. They're very excited to have us. It was kind of cool. We were actually in the process of moving it out of state to a different university, or we were exploring that option. And in the middle of that, Franciscan basically reached out and was like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, no. We want to keep this here. We think this is doing great. And that was a really cool experience because I went to Franciscan and for only 2 semesters, but still, I went to Franciscan. So it's kind of cool. They're the closest thing that I have to an alma mater. So yeah, anyway. Let's see here. Steubenville. Yes, it is in Steubenville, Ohio. It is Carlos, I don't know if you do any content creation. If you do, go to catholiccreatorconference.com, drop an application. Like I said, if you're doing any sort of content creation, and we've got a pretty broad definition of that. What wouldn't qualify is if you had like just a personal Instagram where you're like posting pictures of like your vacation, stuff like that. It's like, that's, we wouldn't consider that. But even if it's just like, hey, I do this little podcast and I've got 3 listeners and like 2 of them are my family and the other one's my dog, like that would qualify, if that makes sense. So yeah, drop an application. Like I said, we're not elitists. This isn't like some special club where, you have to hit, 100,000 followers before we come. No. We just want to see that you're putting in the effort, that you're making the effort. And but and if not, and you would like to do this, the first thing that I would recommend that you do is pray about it, discern it, because if you're wanting to do if you're wanting to do represent the faith online, like it is kind of a mission, so you need to be careful about it, because if you don't do it well, you could actually hurt yourself and your audience. So pray about it, discern it, and then just do something, hit publish. I mean, your first video isn't going to be great. You should go back to my channel, watch my oldest video. It's awful. It's really bad. The story behind it's fine, but the production quality is not great. You have to be sponsored by Hallow or Truthfully to come. We've never been sponsored by Hallow. Would love to have them on board, but Truthfully though was one of our bigger sponsors this past year. Truthfully is great. I've talked to a lot of the guys there, and they're doing some great work. So if you are actually, I use Truthfully a lot, and I'm not sponsored or anything, at least not yet. Not this channel is definitely not sponsored by Truthfully and has very little chance of ever being. But the conference, probably, this channel, probably never. It wouldn't make much sense for them. But Truthfully is a pretty good app, and I've got three AI apps on my phone. I got ChatGPT, I got Grok, and I have Truthfully. So Grok is kind of the one I go to whenever I want I want the blinders to be pulled off, and I want just an answer to something that's kind of I don't have time to do the research, but I also don't want it to get hit by big tech guardrails. So I'll go to Grok for that. ChatGPT is what I use mostly for business stuff. And then Truthfully is what I'll go for whenever I want a Catholic answer on something. Yeah, no, Truthfully is a great app. So if you want to know more, go check them out. Yeah. So what else do we have here? Okay. Well, once again, any questions, post them in the chat. I'm going to see if we have anybody. Let's see here. Just going to check in the Discord. Oh, okay. So one thing that we're trying to encourage people to do is to kind of get Catholics in niches that don't have people there at a really high level right now. Evan Rogest is doing a really good job stepping into kind of the entertainment niche, but with an explicitly Christian lens. He's doing things like going to Israel. He's doing videos where it's hey, I went where Jesus walked, which is pretty cool. Evan Rogest, if you haven't checked out his channel, go check it out now. It's pretty cool. It's he's doing some really good work. But we want people to kind of take more seriously the idea of Catholics taking up space. Hey, we need to be a part of the conversation in the greater culture, and we need to be doing it from the perspective of a faithful Catholic. That might not always mean apologetics. Apologetics are important. They're good. That work needs to continue, and we need to keep the pipeline up, because Trent Horn, Jimmy Akin, Joe Heschmeyer, these guys aren't going to live forever, and the only way you're going to get better at it is by doing it and putting in the work. So it's okay for the little guys to get into that, right? But we need people doing the sports analysis. We need people doing the analysis of videos and whatnot. So I want to see more of that. So if you are thinking, if there's something that you're passionate about that isn't church politics or something like that, absolutely bring it on. So looks like actually we have our first call-in guy. He's sitting in the green room now. I'll bring him on here shortly. So you can probably hear me down there, bud. So if you have questions, think about them, and we'll go from there. So everybody, welcome to Danny. Where are you going? Oh, there we go. All right. I can't hear you. Is my sound on? Yeah, I can hear stuff. But you know what I think the problem is? I think no. That is not my problem. Nope, you have no audio there, bro. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, dude. Yep. Here, I'm gonna pull you off, and you figure out your stuff and like message me or something on in the private chat that you figured out your audio. Anyway, so yeah, we want people to be doing good stuff, do good storytelling, because it's we need to be telling good stories, because one thing that I've noticed that a lot of Catholic creators are falling into is that we're not actually like producing anything. We're just commentating on the stuff that is being done, like the work that is happening. We just sit by and critique it. And it's really easy to sit on the bench and mock the players on the field, or to sit in the stands and saying like, oh well, the Philadelphia Eagles, they need to figure out this and that. But you know what, nobody's going to remember the commentators, regardless. Just to keep with the football analogy, nobody remembers. History's not going to remember who called Super Bowl whatever number. They are going to remember that Tom Brady won a bunch of them, though. So regardless of what your thoughts are on Tom Brady, which, whatever negative opinions you have, I probably share. But you can't deny that, like, he's greatest quarterback of all time. So Al Michaels, I have no idea who that is. So counterpoint, Al Michaels. Yeah, I don't know who that is. So yeah, so we just need people. We need Catholics out there publishing stories. And at this point, no, I mean, we've got enough Catholics publishing stories that aren't that great. No, we need people to be doing this with excellence. And you call yourself a hockey fan. Listen, man, if it's outside of the Dallas sphere, I don't know. I know Daryl Ray. I know Bruce Levine. Okay. All right, Danny, let's see. Do we want to find out if Danny figured out his audio?
Dude, it's working.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right. Danny figured out his audio. What's up, dude?
Dude,
First off, why don't you tell people about yourself?
Hello, my name is Daniel Pacelli. I am an illustrator and an editor. Yeah, and that's what I do. And I have a YouTube channel called Daniel Pacelli.
Sweet. So, all right. So, Danny, what is your question?
I'm wondering, what kind of allocations can you make in the studios for people who don't want to just do podcasts, but also, like long form content where like that's kind of like their main studio where they're just talking to the camera.
I mean, if you have the time booked, it'll be kind of like yours to do with whatever you want. If you want to do single angle, you're just wanting to do, just single angle, you talking into the camera, that's fine. That's fine.
Is there like any like kind of customization in kind of that regard? And stuff, or kind of just like, hey, no, we're just gonna put one camera on you and you're good?
Well, I mean, if you want to, that's a Drew question. Let me just put it that way. I will say that very minimal customization will be allowed. Like, I know in the past you've brought like a frog prop to like put up.
I did.
That's fine. Little stuff like that, that's fine. But whenever it comes to like major rearrangings, because it's going to be so tight, it's like you can't move the cameras around, you can't move any of the props around, especially from the sponsor. So if we have a sponsor for the studio, they paid to have their logo visible. So,
oh yeah.
But I will tell you though that if you are a VIP, we're going to be a lot more flexible around that. So, if you want to do some custom stuff, get with us beforehand. Past that, I would say, if you want to do something a little bit more artistic, something a little bit more crazy, I would recommend doing like an out of studio thing. Like there's plenty of
Got you.
space around the campus. Just go
I
find a
will
good
not.
spot.
I will not paint in your studio. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Can I?
But like just being kind of familiar with what we've kind of talked about. If you want to do like man on the street type stuff, go for it. You know, you don't even need to ask permission for that. Just do it as long as you're not harassing people.
All right. Can I plug your guild for a second?
Oh, sure, go for it.
Dude, all right, guys. This thing on Discord that they have is actually super, super valuable. I've found so much help in there from Drew and Kyle with general YouTube advice. But for like the amount I'm paying, I think it's just there's a lot of value where they're keeping me accountable, helping me with my ideation and kind of storytelling that I want with my videos, and seeing like, hey, how can we build upon your ideas so that you can have the best video that you can possibly make. So I think it's really cool and valuable, and you guys should join.
Yeah, no,
That's my 2 cents.
I appreciate you, Danny. Yeah, so we do offer like a premium membership in the Discord server. Right now, it's only $15 a month. If you pay, you get access to the text channels, which means you're going to get access to like the recordings. We did an AMA with Evan Rogest last night, where he just kind of just brain dumped like so much value just completely for free. If you missed it live and you're not a premium member, that's better luck next time. But if you are a paying member, you get access to those recordings. And next I'll go ahead and leak this out. Next month, the industry expert, this one will also still be free, will be the Art of Purpose from Twitter, talking about how to master Twitter and Substack. So, if you're looking to like make a business out of writing and your content creation, he's the guy that I would listen to. So he's going to be doing that for free. And yeah, so stay tuned. Hop in the Discord. It's discord.gg/ipsomaudite. I should have checked to see if that's in the description. If it's not, I'll make sure that it gets there later. So
thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, thanks, Danny. All right, I'm gonna.
Peace.
Okay, Danny's dead. So yeah, that's something we do offer. Right now, it's only $15 a month. That price will go up eventually. So we're gonna do our best to like lock you in at the price that you sign in, like that you get in on. So if you get in at like the really low $15 a month, we're gonna do our best to like make sure that you can stay there until you cancel. Yeah, so sign up. Don't, it's your call. But if you are looking for a community at an affordable price to like really like level up your content, that's something that option is available to you. So let's see here. Danny's showing up everywhere. Yeah, Danny is showing up everywhere. The motto of the Council of Andrews is Novae Ductar Historiae, new leader of history. Be the new leader of history in your own way. Nice. Yeah. So what you guys don't know is that like Catholic Andrews is like the founder of the Council of Andrews. So if your name is Andrew, you can join that. Yeah, Haley, go ahead and post the link in the chat just for anybody that's here. So yeah, it's open to the public for now. We're going to be locking it down to like just Catholic creators soon. So if you're thinking about joining, great. Come on in. We're not going to kick you out unless you cause problems. But I've had to do that a few times. But it's a pretty solid group. But yeah, at the end of the day, we're trying to build people up so that way they can actually. We're trying to build people up so that way we can kind of take over the. Okay. Oh, this is a fantastic question. Will lodging options be the same as previous years? Yes, but we're also going to have student housing available. So for those of you familiar with Franciscan, this will mean something to you. If not, this will mean nothing to you. They're going to be opening up St. Thomas More dormitory as an option to stay in. So if you are wanting to stay on campus, that is an option that is available to you. So when you go to like check out, you could stay on campus if you want. It's not going to be glorious. So like if you want a room by yourself, obviously it's going to cost more. And if you want something, else, or if you want a room, it's going to be a little cheaper. And then of course we've got the hotels. There's only 2 hotels in Steubenville. We got the hotels at the bottom of the hill, and then there's Airbnbs. If you're going to be staying at the Best Western at Franciscan Square, be sure to call them. Don't book online. Call them and tell them that you're coming to the Catholic Creator Conference, and you'll get like a special discount for that. So yeah. How much is it to stay on campus? I don't know. It's going to be cheaper than the hotel though. I can't remember off the top of my head. Okay. YouTube keeps telling me to swipe up to change to another streaming. Can I turn that off? I don't know. I've never done the vertical stream before. So, I don't know. It's probably just telling you that I'm boring, and I tend to agree. This is not a terribly exciting stream. So, but a super niche audience. In fact, I'm shocked that there's 11 people currently watching. So, for those of you who are here, thank you. So let's see here. What else? The Friday night entertainment. So, one change that we're going to be doing. So, piece of feedback that we've gotten, because the conference has kind of been split into like the conference center and downtown. This year, it's all going to be like locally contained to like the Franciscan campus. So it's where you're going to stay. It's where we're going to eat. That's where the entertainment's going to be. So, and we're going to have shuttles to and from the airport that the Franciscan is providing. So if you need transport to and from the airport, the cheapest option will be to utilize that shuttle service. And if you don't, the thing that I always like to remind people is that you can get an Uber to Steubenville. You cannot get an Uber out of Steubenville. So if you don't know, Steubenville's not exactly a big town. There's not Ubers just trolling the streets waiting to pick somebody up. So we've had people miss flights before because they thought they could get an Uber and they couldn't. So, but yeah, we're going to have shuttles to and from the airport. So, yeah. We've got some other cool stuff going on in the background. We are in the early stages of trying to plan a retreat for creators. And this will be explicitly for just Catholic creators, and it will be a retreat. This is not a content producing thing. It will be only for prayer, a little bit of community building, but it's to kind of like recenter your life on God, and then to go back out into the world and share, the treasure that you brought. There'll be like no phones, no cameras, no pictures. If you want to be able to tell the story, then bring it'd be like you only get to tell your story. You don't get to tell anybody else's. So if you want to like remember and document the journey, get a journal, journal it, and you can record whatever you want. But even then, use your best discretion on even if that's a good idea. Sharing the journey, journaling is always good in a retreat, but sharing that journey publicly might not be the most beneficial thing, because and part of the reason is, and I've run into this too, there's a difference between like devotional reading and devotional reading for the purpose of making a video about it later, where you're just like, ooh, what am I going to talk about? Blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, whenever it's just kind of like this in one ear and out of your mouth, instead of like into your ears and into your heart, that's like a completely different thing. So, yeah. That's what else? Yeah, I don't know. We've been going for almost an hour now. I've kind of run out of things to talk about. So if you guys have questions, post them in the chat. Otherwise, I might go ahead and just wrap this thing up. So right now, the price is as low as it will ever be. We have an early bird special going on for the tickets right now. So it's $500 for standard admission, and it will be $750 for VIP. VIP is selling way faster than standard admission, which is that happened last year too. So we shouldn't be terribly surprised, but still kind of cool to see. It's so if you want to be a VIP, get that in sooner rather than later, because those tickets are not going to be around for much longer. And then Haley, pray for the conference. Yes, absolutely. If you can't make it, if you can make it, doesn't matter. Please pray for the conference. It's a pretty big deal, because all of our success can be credited to God. Certainly not our own competence, because I mean, a little bit of a secret, and not really. You could, if you guys were paying attention to what we were doing, Drew and I were not having a good time at the conference, because there were some things that we should have taken care of beforehand. We didn't. So it's so anyway, we're gonna kind of like increase the staff a little bit. If you are interested in coming, but you're not sure how you're going to pay for it, I would recommend go ahead and fill out an application. We do have an option for sponsors to cover the tickets of people. And if like some organization or individual wants to do that, we do have that option available. So, and then it like in return to their generosity, we would thank them by designing your name tag to be like their specifications. So that way they get you get basically a custom name tag to just kind of like showcase everybody out of, gratitude. So, if Hallow sponsors you, we're going to give you a Hallow name tag or something like that. So that way, everybody can kind of see that they're there. Is there any way for us to help the mission? Yes. Primarily, first and foremost, pray for us. Pray, fast. Not to sound too mystical here, but this is 100% spiritual warfare. This is not it's not a joke. Anybody who's been there can feel it. So pray for us. Pray and fast. Second off, if you can't make it, hey, sponsor. We've got something for every budget. If you wanted to include a flyer or prayer card or whatever into the swag bags to make sure that all the attendees go with it. So like it's a fee, and then plus like you have to provide the item. So praying. Oh, thank you. So stressed, but having a good time is what I saw. It was stressful, it was exhausting, and at the end it was a good time. So the first night was kind of crazy because it was just like, we don't have food ready, we got to get food, and we had to order pizza. And that's why we had pizza twice, is because the food options in Steubenville are pretty limited. And if you need food quick, the pizza was it. So what else? I kind of want to just stretch this out into the 60-minute mark. And we can just shut it down from there. But I've never I see actually quite a few people are joining in on the vertical. So that's kind of cool that you guys are doing that. So I think I might do that more often. I think we're also just getting kind of random people scrolling through. Maybe I'll do these like a little bit more weekly. I think I'm going to get back into doing interviews. So and then I might just do like kind of like channel evaluations and stuff like that. Just pick a channel, random Catholic, and just like, well, I won't do critiques. I'll point out what they're doing well, but I'm not going to give like negative criticism in public, not without permission, at least. So can we just invite people? I want to meet Jesus and whatnot. Yeah, dude, go for it. Like, say like, hey, am I going to see you at the Catholic Creator Conference? And then just let them know. Yeah, like spread the word, please. Like that's the thing that we actually need help with. It's like, if you know people that might be interested, share. If you got your favorite creators, let them know in their comments. Like, hey, you're going to be there. Feel free to like give them my contact info. Like I'm happy to answer any questions about it. Like this is what I'm doing full time now. So I have time for anybody. So yeah, anyway, we are now at the 60-second mark. And so if you're new to the channel, the way I do my outro